How about now? Yeah. Let me tell you all, this is really impressive. Good morning. Good morning. I've been here 4 years at the Carlotta, and to a meeting in this room, I don't think I've ever seen as many people. Anyway, this is why we moved to the Carlotta. Yeah. So we have a wonderful morning in front of us. We had our newly named Health Services Committee meeting last Friday. We used to be Wellness, now we're Health Services. Helen Kim introduced us to another Kim Griffin, and she is the Ivy Living Regional Services Health Director. Specialist. Thank you. Ivy Living Regional Health Services Specialist. Anyway, we were just thrilled with what Kim told our committee last Friday. So I'm just really excited to be able to introduce her to you all.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here with you guys today. I'm just excited to talk about this wonderful team that you guys have in this community.
Turn it up.
Okay, is that better?
Yep.
Okay. I started out with, I am so happy to be here today. Thank you guys for inviting me for this. I want to introduce to you your health services team in this community. I know that you guys for a long, long time have been independent and doing your own thing. But now we're trying to come in and kind of make it a big community, a group, all together, everybody together. So that's what our goal is, to make sure that we have our standards, OBOT standards, throughout the community. Okay? So, the wellness team consists of your health services director, who is Miss Helen Kim. This is your main nurse in the community. Okay? You have our RCC, who is the resident care coordinator. She is the right-hand man to Helen Kim, and her name is Miss Rebecca. Rebecca Miller. If you guys have never seen her, I want you to say hi to her. Hi. She is wonderful. We also have a wellness nurse in this community, and our wellness nurse will be the primary with you guys that are already in the community. And this is Miss Lorraine. She's our wellness nurse.
What's the name again?
Her name is Lorraine. The next thing that I want to introduce to you guys, I want to introduce you to a couple of our med techs, and I want them to demonstrate for you what our expectation is if we have an emergency and what we do when you pressure pendant. If you pressure pendant and it's an emergency and we come out to see you, this is what they're coming with. Beautiful team. Yes. Yes. These are our jump bags. I know that you guys from the committee remember me talking about that last week. These are our jump bags. These are our emergency bags. It has all types of medical equipment in it. It has all types of wound care stuff. So if you fell and you needed a Band-Aid, we got it. If you need your blood pressure checked, we got it. It's all in this bag right here. And they're excited to help you guys too. You want to come up and introduce as well?
How many beds do we have?
Hang on, here.
How many beds do we have?
Julie.
We have 4. On a daily basis, we have 2. On a daily basis, we have 2. We have 1 in the assisted living, and and we have one independent. You guys didn't know that? Well, guess what? You have help. Okay. So the next thing that I want to talk about, and if the team, if you guys want to stay, you can. If you want to stay down, you can. Doesn't matter. But this is our med techs, just so you guys know them, and they will be responding if you guys need something or an emergency situation.
Why not give us their names?
Their names are, let me give them, Brian, Brian and Elizabeth.
And what?
They're wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is, I know that some of you maybe picked up one of the plans. If you didn't, grab one on your way out, because it goes over everything that I'm saying. It literally tells you everything I'm saying. So I just want you guys to know that now that you have a health services team, that we do like to help you guys when you need help. So if you have any need for medical services, as far as care services, as far as your medications, as far as your ADLs, which we call the activities of daily living, the bathing, the dressing, the grooming, if you need any help with that, please see Ms. Helen Kim and she can set you up on that, okay? If you don't need help, if you are completely independent and you're just doing your own thing, that's perfectly fine. We want you to stay independent as long as you can. We will assist you to be as independent as long as you can, because that's what we do. That's our goal, okay? So, one of the very best things that we can do is to bring in physicians to partner with us. And I want to introduce you, this is Dr. Thomas. He is with Senior Docs. Dr. Thomas is a mobile doctor, and he is willing to take on all of you guys. Anyone who needs a physician, he's the man. Okay? Say a few words.
Thanks, Kim. Yes, my name is Dr. Thomas. You guys can call me Jeff. Okay? All right? And I am here to serve you guys. Okay? That's my mission statement. All right? I work for a company called Senior Doc. It's a 5-state company, meaning that we're in 5 states. We are up and down the state of California. In this Southern California region, we have over 60 health providers. That's a mix of doctors, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants. And our mission statement of this company is to guide each and every one of you to better health. Okay? And I firmly believe that statement. Okay? So, a secondary mission statement is, I'm here with Kim and this wonderful support staff to elevate your experience here at this facility. Okay? All right?
Are you here all the time?
So, usually I'm here once a week, me personally, but then we can increase it. We're just starting here, so we can be here multiple times a week. Okay? So, in the future, yes, I do hope to be here all the time. Okay? This is my first day here at this facility, so in terms of gauging expectations, if I need to be here all the time, I will be here all the time. Okay? All right? So I'm here to take care of you guys as individuals. All right? So whatever health needs that you guys need from a medical standpoint, we're here to serve you. Okay? And like I said before, we're here to guide you to better health. And that is what I strive for individually, and that's what our company strives for as well. Okay.
You cover insurance?
Yeah, how do you insurance?
Sure. I can talk about this now if you'd like me to. In terms of insurance, we accept all PPO insurance as well as several HMO insurances. Okay? Specifically, Brand New Day and Align. We have insurance people that can help you guide this process for further insurance questions, because I know that's an important question. We provide home health services, wound care, mental health, very important. Okay, we have psychiatrists as well. Okay, that can help you again maximize your experience here at this facility, at this community. Other questions?
Who do we call in case we do need help? Is there a direct line?
That's correct, yes ma'am. So Patrick, he's part of senior doc, he's the gentleman standing in the back with the blue tie.
The handsome one.
There you go, the handsome one. He's back there. He has information and flyers for you guys. And I have my business card as well. Now, the important thing is on my business card, I have my personal cell phone number on there, okay? All right? So that's how serious I take your guys' health, okay? So we're here again to make your experience wonderful here at this community.
What's your specialty? Are you family doctor, internal medicine?
So my personal background is I'm an internist. Grew up in Southern California, went to UCLA, did my residency at UC Irvine's, and with an emphasis on geriatric care. I have several years of inpatient geriatric mental health as well under my belt. And I operate as a team with a whole support staff behind me. So there's practitioners, PAs, mental health experts, physical therapy, you name it, that's the company. And there's about 60 of us, by the way.
Would you be considered as a primary doctor?
Yes, ma'am. So we can work as being a primary care doctor for you guys. We can work as an adjunct, meaning another layer of support that comes to you. We do not want, if you have a good relationship with your primary care doctor, we do not want to take you away from that position, okay? But we offer ease. Let's say that something happens at the community. We're there at bedside, okay? So we can be viewed as an extra layer of support. We can also be your primary care doctor. I personally would love to be the primary care doctor, the go-to doctor, but again, different layers of support for each individual.
Would you identify the gentleman with the blue tie and where he is stationed?
He's going to grab you right now.
Is he on staff here?
Not with Oakmont. We're in a partnership with Oakmont.
Oh, okay. Does he answer your phone?
Yes, I have about 70 people that answer the phones in my office. So don't you worry. If you call the office and our main number, you will get your answers.
Do you also deal with us as a group by giving classes or lectures?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yes. So we regularly give something called Doc Talks, which we get groups of like you in a room, and we go over topics that you want to know about, okay? We also do informal sessions, okay? I sit at a desk in your lobby, and I'm here for people just to come up, and I can answer to the best of my knowledge. Sometimes I get very complicated questions that I cannot answer, but I try to answer all your questions appropriately, even on an individual basis.
You have specialists on staff.
Yes, we do, especially mental health wise.
Would you repeat the question?
I apologize. Do we have specialists on staff? So yes, in terms of specialists, mental health is a big emphasis, but in terms of further specialists like cardiologists, pulmonologists, no, we do not at this point.
Orthopedists, no.
No, usually a lot of these support services, the reason why we don't have specialists is because they require special equipment, and that you have to go to their office. Okay, cardiologists, echo machines, EKGs, it's too hard to bring that equipment with us on a mobile basis.
Where are you actually located?
So I'm a mobile doc. So basically we set up satellite substations everywhere, but our main office is in Orange, California. About 80 miles away from here.
Okay.
Do you cover Kaiser Insurance?
Unfortunately, we do not cover Kaiser Insurance. That's one of the downfalls. But we do have an insurance broker that you can talk to ask appropriate questions, okay? And to make an informed decision. Okay, I'm going to hand the phone back to the microphone.
Thank you, Doctor. So I hope that you guys can see that we are truly, truly invested in your health and your wellness, and we want to make sure that you guys are taken care of and that you are safe, happy, and healthy here in your homes. That's why we love to have the mobile physicians come in, and you guys don't have to go out. It's so much easier, right? Who doesn't need easy in their life? I just want you guys to know, during the committee meeting last week, I was asked about our staff, and I just want you guys to know that our staff are fully screened prior to employment. Our staff have also, for the past 2 weeks, been going through a rigorous training. These guys right here can tell you. They have been going through training for the past 2 weeks to learn all of the Oakmont and Ivy ways. And they are doing fantastic, by the way. I think one of the other things that was asked, you guys were talking in the meeting last week about calling 911. Now, if you guys have an emergency situation and you press your pendant, and your pendant is for an emergency situation, right? We're going to come with our jump bags and we're going to see what's wrong. We're going to check your vitals. If you need to go to the hospital, we're going to call 911. Okay? If you hit your head, and I know that you guys don't like to hear this, but it's a fact. If you guys hit your head in this community, we are going to call 911. The paramedics are going to show up. It's up to you from there. We can only do what we can do, right? If we feel like you need to be seen in the hospital or need to go to the emergency room, we're going to call 911. They're going to send you to the emergency room. Okay? Does anyone have health services questions? Yes, ma'am.
Are there 2 young people up here on the weekend?
They are.
So they're working 7 days a
Do we
week.
have
These two are not working
Do we have
7 days a
another
week,
microphone?
but one works 5 and the other works 2
Up at front desk.
as med techs.
Are they here in the middle of the night?
We have med techs here in the middle of the night, yes. We have care providers all through the night as well. Yes, ma'am.
Does that mean that we should never call 911 first?
That does not mean that you should not call 911 first. If you feel like you're having a heart attack and you feel like that's the only call you're going to be able to make, I want you to make the 911 call first. Okay? You guys have still smart. You know if you need to go, then you need to call 911. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
I heard the word from the physician that there's physical therapy in their service.
They have a physical therapy through their home health. We have a physical therapy here. And I think the name of them is Empower. Is it Empower?
It's funny. It goes on. Just keep
Goes
it
on.
on.
Okay.
Be sure to keep it up.
Okay. The therapy here is called Empower? Pacific. You do have an in-house physical therapy. I don't know the name of it. Helen is telling me a different name from what I'm used to hearing, so I don't know the answer. But I'll find out for you guys.
There wasn't answered my question. Let me be more specific.
Okay.
I've been on physical therapy post bilateral hip transplant. And 5 weeks ago, I was told I had to get a new order because of the transition and all that stuff. So we got the first thing. And nothing happened. I talked to 4 people here about what's up, and we got that second physician. And still I haven't heard from this.
I'll look into that today. I'll talk to you after this. You guys can handle this.
It all depends on how fast their primary doctors back the.
Basically, what they're telling me is it depends on the length of time that it takes for your primary physician to get us the order. Now, of course, if you have a mobile doc, he's going to send us, I can get a text from him in 2 seconds, right? So there's my order.
They had the order in 24 hours. They told me.
That's what the physician told you? Oh,
No, that's what people use.
oh, okay, okay. I'll check into it. Yes, sir.
If I fall, which does happen,
Uh-huh.
who should I call?
You should press your pendant.
Question, please?
He said, if I fall, who should I call? So, if you fall, you press your pendant. Do you have a pendant?
Yes.
You press your pendant, and you wait for the med techs to come and see what's going on with you. If you need help, they'll go from there. You should not call the front desk. If you press your pendant, the health service team knows that you need help. Well, I know that things weren't always ideal in the past. And I'll tell you, things are not gonna always be ideal now. But we are going to put forth every effort that we can to make sure that you guys are taken care of and that you're attended to proper times and that you are all safe, healthy, and happy. That's our goal.
It's Carl.
For a lot of us, we're not wearing the pendant, but if you fall in on the bathroom,
It's on. It should be on.
Right.
Or button to push.
That's the exact same
Check
thing.
mark button with the big one.
Yeah.
That is the exact same, and that runs exactly through our system.
Yeah.
Do we need to register our insurance with you, medical insurance?
Yes,
We do?
yes.
When do we do that?
Well, I don't know, you're in the IL part? Is that what you're telling me?
Pardon?
You're in the independent living?
Yes.
I don't know if you have had a physician report done or not, if you've had any of the forms filled out or any of that.
Yeah, we filled all the forms out.
Okay, so those are due on a yearly basis.
I see. So my insurance is registered with you?
Yes.
With your... Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Thanks.
Where do we get these forms? Is it 603?
604.
So where do we get that?
602. The 602s, Helen?
Yes, always, if you need any forms, just always call my, if you need any kind of a form, 602, all post, or you can always call the health services office. Okay? I have a form, all the forms in the office, if you need it, yes. Just let us know, okay? We can put it in the mailbox or we can deliver however you prefer, okay?
I find it very hard to accept what you're telling me because I have many experiences of pushing this button with no response. That's day or night. And so it's hard for me to believe anything you're telling me.
Okay, well, I can't say it enough.
Microphone, please.
I'm sorry, I can't say enough that we're not gonna be perfect. There's not gonna be a perfect person in this world.
How about trying 50% perfect?
I want 75. I'm not going for 50, I'm going 75. But that's why we have been here for the past 2 weeks, training and talking and teaching this team. That's why we have been here, to try to make that difference for you guys. That's why we're here.
Well, where does the training go on?
It goes on in the med room, it goes on sometimes in the front, just depends on where we are.
And what if you are not here?
Well, if I'm not here, then Helen Kim and Rebecca and Helen and Lorraine, that's your health service team. They are going to make sure that they continue the exact same things that we've been doing for the past 2 weeks.
How can we make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do?
Well, I'll tell you. You actually have a regional health services director. You have a director who is at a regional level that is over all of them, all of me, all of us, that you can contact if you are not having the service that you need. If you are having service failures, absolutely, you need to reach out.
Absolutely, I'm having lots of service failures.
Okay.
And I would like to know exactly I can talk to you about that.
You can talk to me while I'm here. You can talk to Helen Kim.
Well, I've talked to Helen before, and I don't get any results.
Okay, then we can talk to Molly. Molly is your executive director here. Molly, would you like to say a couple words? Come on in. This is Molly. She's your executive director here in the community. Okay. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it is a little bit crazy.
They just want to know, basically, if you're going to make sure that, if you're going to hold everybody accountable, make sure that everybody does the job.
So the question, my understanding is, am I going to hold everybody accountable? The very short answer is yes. I think we've noticed some small changes, and I understand having name tags on, being in uniform. Those are very strong sticking points for me, and I think all the directors at this point are probably sick of me reiterating that that's a very, very big deal, because I think it's a very small thing to ask of somebody. So if you can't do the small stuff, how do I know you're going to do the big stuff? So yeah, we will be holding people accountable. We will be ensuring that everyone is doing the training that is required for them, for the positions that they may be working if they're holding different positions. And that goes across the board from in every position that's providing any kind of service, you know, in the dining room, care staff, med tech staff, sorry for putting my hand, care staff, med tech staff, the directors themselves. I will get held to the same standard as making sure that I'm doing the training that I need to be doing, so that that I can ensure that everybody has the skill set, the base level of skill set. They have done their part, and then we have done our part. So yes, I will be holding everybody to that high standard.
And we will be holding you to those same high standards. You're holding everyone else to. Good.
I would hope you were holding to high standards.
You will.
So I know, yes.
Do you recommend that we tell our insurance, medical insurance about this?
They can.
You can. You most certainly can tell your medical insurance about that. I would say, I mean, you always want to make sure your medical insurance has your updated address. So if you've moved, I would make sure that they know if you're changing physicians or anything like that. I would make sure you would update the appropriate insurances, whether it be your medical insurance or if you have long-term care insurance, those types of things. I would certainly make sure you're keeping those companies or those policies up to date on you as they would need to be. I saw another hand, Jan.
How important are these doctor forms? I've been here 5 years and I've never had to update them. Do these have to be updated every
Yes.
year? And I would really recommend that we have these in our boxes so that we can remember to take them to our doctors.
Yes, the answer to one of the questions is yes. They are required to be updated annually, or if you have a major health change, new diagnosis, a trip to the hospital, or something that is major, or annually. If nothing happens within those 12 months, yay, congratulations, but we still need to do an annual update of the license 602 form. I cannot speak to as why, but we're going to get on track now. Some folks have gotten the 602 form in their mailboxes because they need to get it updated ASAP. Helen and Rebecca will be putting together a schedule so that we can get everybody updated. It makes no sense to update everybody in this room at the same time so that everybody has the same annual update of the 602. So we're going to be doing it out, planning it out. My thought is that it's going to be done. You're going to need to update your 602 on your anniversary of your move-in date so that they don't come in all at once and expire all at the same time. But Rebecca, Helen, and I, with the help of Lorraine, will be putting that schedule together, and then on a monthly basis, my My preference would be,
No.
my preference would be prior to 30 days in advance, getting you the required paperwork that you do need, because sometimes getting an appointment with a physician is less than an easy task. But say, for example, you have a doctor's appointment next month, next week, in the next 2 months, you can always reach out to Rebecca or Helen and request those forms if you already know that you're going, because everybody in the next 3 to 4 months is going to be getting those forms so that we can get everybody current with a license 602 form. Yes, ma'am.
Molly or Kim, can you fill us in on the plan you have for assessments?
Yes. Okay,
Sam told me the plan.
so this is our plan. There are over 200 people in this building. Helen is working so hard to get all of these assessments done. All of the assessments have to be done because they have to be put into real page. So what we're going to do is we're going to have clinics. We're going to hope that you guys will come down and visit us so that we can do your assessments, your vital signs, and your weight. We're always going to have, on a monthly basis, we're going to do a vital and weight clinic. We would love for you guys to please come down and participate in that. Then, when you're there, you can stop over and say hi to Helen and get your assessment done. She's going to be working on, we've got to have an assessment on every resident in this building, so it's going to be a lot of work. She's going to start working, she's actually already started working on the assessments, and we'll be scheduling with you guys soon. So she'll be talking to you, okay? Does anyone have anything? Yes, sir?
One of the big things we lost when Ivy took over is different colored uniforms for different employees. We can't tell a medical person from buildings and grounds or a hospital or anything.
And that's only momentary. That's only momentary.
Can you repeat the question?
We are not always going to walk around with these blue tops and black pants. That is not always. This is only a standard that is put in place right now. Normally, our care team will have on navy and black. Normally, our dining servers will wear denim. That's the norm for Oakmont. Our housekeeping wears solid black. So really and truly, once we get all of our uniforms in, you'll see that there will be a difference there. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I have so appreciated your time. I hope that I've answered some questions.
Well, I'm not going to ask the question you think I know, but I'm curious because we talked about emergency sort of things, but it doesn't apply to me, but we have a lot of people who use services that we used to call wellness, make a bed, do things. And how about those people? How is that doing?
They're all going to still be on the same service, and that has part to do with the assessments. When Helen comes around and does all the assessments, she will determine at that point who needs help and who doesn't. Then it will go into your care levels. Anyone who is on the care, on a care level will get your housekeeping, your light housekeeping, your trash taken out, and your bed made. That is a norm for us as well.
Kim, before you stop, could I ask one more question?
Sure.
We talked the other day about somebody who is an independent living who was not under the services of our wellness committee, but who had a short-term problem, either a quick hospitalization or they're just not feeling well. Is there a mechanism for those people to get extra help, like being able to order meals, having them brought to them, not with wellness help, but just
services.
having
Yes.
more services?
Absolutely. We can do a short term.
The question that she asked, the question
that she asked was, do we do short-term services?
so basically,
If you guys went to the hospital and something happened, you went to the hospital
and then you come back, but you need help when you come back that you didn't need, are we able to do that for
short term, and the answer is yes, we are able to do that for sure.
And then is there is a charge though for
There is a
those-
charge
For the months
that you are on
with service.
But if it was not wellness services and if it was just having meals delivered, let's say, would there be a charge? There would be a charge for that as well?
There will not be a charge as long as you're getting a sick tray.
Remember we talked about
This. We talked about the fact that
normally
If you are sick, if the resident is sick, you're gonna call and let us know that you're sick. We're going to order your tray and have it sent to your room. And that service usually will last 3 days, no longer, okay?
And that is no charge, or there, no? Okay.
No.
Roy?
Yeah. When I signed in, I was given 10 days of care after an operation should have happened. Is that still 10 days still?
So the question was, in the agreement that everybody in this room signed, there is the portion that talks about life care days. The 10 covered room and board covered days in skilled nursing that's managed now by Aspen Healthcare. That still stands in your contract. You still have those 10 life care days in skilled nursing should you need them. Did that answer, was that the question? Was that?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, everyone in this room, because I was involved in a lot of the contracts in this room, have that clause in there where you're entitled to your 10 life care days, and you get 10 per year. They don't roll over, use it or lose it. I hope nobody ever has to use it, but they are there for you if you need them. Yes, ma'am?
Will it continue for new people coming in, or?
It is not, that is not. Everybody in this room's contract is grandfathered. That is not something that is in new contracts. Yes.
It seems that 2 people covering the emergency button is very thin. You have
That's not-
plans to call, add to that group?
That, it's not 2 people. The Elizabeth and Brian are just 2 of the med techs that are employed here. It's not that there's only 2 people on staff at any given time. So that's not the case. We do have in what area is it the case?
Of pushing the button and receiving any kind of assistance.
I understand, but Fritz's question or statement, if you will, was that there's only 2 people. Am I understanding this correctly?
Yeah, there are 2 people.
There's only 2 people in this room right now that we're introduced to just go over what an emergency call would look like. That is not to say that on staff at any given time, it's only 2 people. Some people are out working and providing care service or what have you. They're just here as so you know what the situation is. So it's not that there's only 2 people.
Where are they then?
Everybody that lives in the community is not in this room right now. So Maria and Julie are out doing their job, and they're still care staff in assisted living. I couldn't pull every single caregiver into this room right now for 45 minutes.
Let me back up and tell you my experience, please.
I mean, I have a meeting with you and Fritz on Monday to go over your experience, or we can talk after the meeting if you prefer.
Well, what I prefer is to say.
Stealing time from everybody else.
I used to live in independent living, and I had very good service there.
Okay.
Then, because of a personal condition, I was sent to assisted living, and I thought, oh, great, I'm going to get even more assistance. Not the case.
Why don't you and I talk after this meeting about the specifics of your individual situation? Does anybody else have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Well, the pendants. I've been told that when you press the pendant, you have to press it for at least 3 seconds before.
Correct. So
now, is this something everybody knows? Because if you just press it, which I think maybe a lot of people do, and they don't hold it, it's not gonna be answered.
I certainly have not been involved in every conversation that everybody's ever had. So I can't say whether everybody has been told that. But yes, with the pendants, or even when you're doing your wellness check with the check button, you do have to press it and hold it for a few seconds to make sure it's activated. It's not a feather light touch, if you will. You do have to put a little bit of force behind that press and hold it there for a couple of seconds. Yes, Ella?
Will there be a chart coming out to let us know what the various charges will be for various care?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, it's going to be on your assessment. Once we do the assessment, then you'll have your number. Because basically what we do is we take the number and then we multiply it by 18, and then that's your cost for care. Okay?
So the question was, can we get a menu of services and cost? The way we do our assessments, everything is very individualized. So everybody's point total, if you will, is going to be very different in this room. So it's not a situation where I can say, well, X service is $50, Y service is $10. It's all based on assessment. The assessment turns into a point value, and then it's times by the cost per point, and that's where you get your care cost. Everyone will be getting an initial kind of baseline assessment, if you will, and as things change with you or health conditions or what have you, or maybe wanting to add on services, that's when Helen and her team would reassess you to see what your cost would be for additional services.
Will there be a charge for emergency service?
No. Emergency services are complimentary. There's no, like, oh, you were having an emergency situation, here's our bill for that. No. Emergency services are not, no. Chargeable services would be things that happen on a regular or semi-regular basis. Managing medications, helping with showering, maybe escorting to the dining room, those types of things where you're getting them daily, twice daily, depending on frequency, but things that are but one-off, you need a Band-Aid, emergencies, those aren't chargeable things. It's when it becomes frequent. Yes.
Are we expected to visit a doctor yearly if we do not go to a doctor yearly?
Yes.
We can bring that doctor.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a physician.
I have one, honey, but I don't go because I don't need it.
Well, living here, well, good. Then you should have an annual visit with him so you can get your 602 form updated. Because that,
every year.
Every year.
And he's gonna want things. He's gonna make me do things.
You're quite the nurse. Your nurses are the best patients, aren't they? But yes, the only thing I require is that you get a 602 form updated annually or as frequently as needed depending on your health situation.
But the 602 needs to be signed by.
It has to be signed by a real live doctor. A real live doctor.
Do you have a friend here who's an MD?
Oh, no.
No, a real life primary, you're gonna make me scrutinize yours, aren't you? A real life primary care physician that you go to.
Only a nurse would have.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all.
Health Services 101.
Yeah.
All right, I can
Beverly, do you have any closing words?
just since I already have the microphone here, Molly, thank you, and is this on?
Yeah, I didn't hear everyone choose. You want to try mine?
Anyway,
I don't think it's any better, but you're more than welcome.
Kim, I just wanted to, on behalf of all of us, thank you for trying to get all this new information
information through our heads, and I think it's gonna take a little while to settle in. And we're all gonna be picking up the information on the way out. Thank you, and thank you, Helen, and all the rest of you.
Let's see.